Commentating live from Singapore for DTR. It's Wednesday night, so this is Division 1, and we just started qualification. We heard rumors that rain might be coming soon. So, nearly all the track cars are out on track, hoping to set a time before the first drops of rainfall. And the first one to do so will be Nexton. In the McLaren, his teammate is missing so far. Should have been here, and he sets a 27.5. And then we have Evan 27.8. Next up is, of course, Mr. Pole Position, Cole Me Speed. Brandon, bit disappointing with a 29.0. Mike 28.0. Gunnar 28.4. Rally at 28.9. That's a good lap time by Mikey there. And here comes a Red Bull, I think. No, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just really difficult to see the difference between the RB and the Red Bull in terms of the colors on the dot on the mini map. But it was Hyken with a 27.9. So 9 drivers have set a time. We still have Rika's on a lap, coming out of the final corner right now. Slowest so far, Afternoon ZU 28.3. And that means everyone else who's on track is on an in-lap, apart from TGL. Stewart is about to start a hot lap. And Hayward and Cavolas are in the pit lane. If we look at the time so far, as usual, Cole Me Speed by far the quickest driver. 4 tenths between him and Nexton. Evan, who was pretty quick last week on a 27.8, is P3 so far. Big surprise, Mikey? We know he likes this track, but on his first proper run, 28.0, being ahead of some cars that are usually ahead of him, that's quite good. Stewart invalidated. And meanwhile, Hayward and Cavolas are out on track. Right, let's have a look, see if we could perhaps skip her in. He's trying to get in the session, but is having some technical issues. Still can't see you online. Oh, now there you are. He should join soon. Good old skipper. Great. More drivers the better. Maybe if he's quick, Benny Bruno could join as well. But communication is key, people. If you're running late, might not make it, just communicate with the coordinators. Oh, good. Right, Stewart on another run. Cavolas on a hot lap, and Hayward is on an out lap. Everyone else in the pit lane, although some are starting their second run. Cole Me Speed, Brennan Hackett, Rally at all the out laps. Oh, and here's our good friend Nell. Hi, Nell. Skipper, we just requested to join. Already sent you one. Let's try to get him in. Best wishes from Nell to all of you. To Nell, who hasn't raced much this season and hopes to return to the grid soon. Oh, there we had TGL sideways there. On his way to set a lap time. No clue what it's worth. We'll find out here. Doesn't look particularly quick. No. Skipper joined. Good. Still got 9 minutes on the clock, Skipper. Here comes Joe on his first run. Cavolis. Seems like a 30.6 slowest so far. Joe then. His teammate just started the hot lap. Joe with a 28.3. Where he usually is in the top 10. Right, let's have a look. Who is on a lap? Call me speed. Can you improve? Yes, you can. 2 tenths up already. You know what? Let's go on board with this incredibly quick driver. Still 2 tenths up. And purple in the second sector. Shouldn't be having any trouble with the traffic there. Maximizes the track here. Boom! Hello, 26.8. I'm showing you who's best. Well, he's done that. Right, let's have a look at... Oh, Nexton. He invalidated, so let's go on to number 3. That's Evan. On board with him. That's a phenomenal lap. Takes off 5.5 tenths. So you're on front row, but then to think of, you're still 5 tenths away from pole position. But it's great to see that Evan is about to find his old form again. Meanwhile, High improved to P3. Rick, aka Reliot, to P5. Brendan, 28.1. Mike is still in the pit lane. Who is on track? Hackett. Can you improve, Mark? No. Ricka? Oh, Ricka just started his lap. Let's go on board with the Lithuanian driver. No, he's not on a hot lap. Seems to be recharging. Anyone on a hot lap then? Yes. Oh, we missed this one. Athanasiou just... Whew, that was close to the wall. Hosted P4. Rika is on an in-lap, as it seems. We got a few drives on an out-lap, TGL and Skipper. Let's go on board with Skipper. In the bottom right, you've seen a purple sector 1. As much as I'd like him to do, set a purple time, I don't think that's true. Everyone loves Skipper, but it's very unlikely that in this field he'll be able to be quickest. I think Skipper could do 31, maybe a 30. If he does really well, 29. But I'm always really happy if people prove me wrong. And oh, rode the curbs a bit much there. People prove me wrong and do much better than expected. This is pretty good actually. 29.5. And that was what someone said. So if he's able to do another run, looking at the time on the clock, probably not. I think he could even do 28. Right, let's go on board with Stewart. Oh, he spins. Right, anyone else on a lap? Joe. End of sector 2, 310s up. Well, that could bring him P7. If you improve more, you could go to 3rd row. That's P8. 28.0. Let's go on board with his teammate. He's exactly 1/10 quicker than Brandon. Let's see what Brandon is up to. Oh, that's 4/10. Keeps it in 3rd there. This could be a huge improvement. It could be P6 for Brendan here. Oh, Kobe speed improves again. Indeed, P6 from Brendan. Let's take a look at Ricky Elliott. He seems to be going off throttle. Nope, he's aiming for a next lap. Mikey then had a good first opening run with a 28.04. Dropped to P8 now. Might be hindered by some traffic here. The Haas car in front of him. Mike still has a lot of ERS. Using that all now. Little snap there. Oh, that's a good improvement. Yeah, 27.7. P7 for Mike. Right, here we go. High K with a 27.4 as quickest lap as the official timing is over. I don't think anyone is going to improve over a second, so High King, can you move up to P3 or P2? That's 1/10. You're gonna need 2 more. Rain was expected. Well, meanwhile, Athanasiou goes in P2. Oh, Williams is really dominating the field here. Not much ERS left. I think he can go P4. Not much more. It is P4. Not much of P3 though. And even less than a 10th from P2. Good lap. Mike is in a lap. And that means we're done with quali. Oh, Williams with another phenomenal performance. A front row lockout for the boys. Right, that was quali. We're gonna walk you through the grid. Huge gaps, to be fair. Doesn't say everything in Singapore, though. Right, on pole position, Call Me Speed. Then we have Athanasiou, Nexton, Highcane, Evan. Shears through Brendan, and we have Mikey Elliott, Joe Gunner, and then in P11 we have Hackett. Next to him is Rekka, then we have Stewart, Skipper, and Cavolis. Right, so there was also some rain expected for the race, but we have no clue when, how much, and if it really is gonna fall. Because, like I said, it was also expected for the race. For quali. Right, let's see what tires everyone is on. Nearly the entire field is starting on mediums, apart from Stewart and Cavolis. Stewart opted for the softs, Cavolis in the hard. Well, I think if you're like them, like starting last and near last, yeah, you basically need to do something else than the rest of the guys if you can't beat them on pace. Singapore usually one of the longest races on the calendar. It seems like everyone is here. Some of the drivers you'll see in action tomorrow as well, like Ricca, Skipper, possibly Cavolis. Right, here we are with the start of the race. The red lights are off. And here we go. Seems like a good start. Oh, what a really good start here from Hiking. Oh, some contact there. McLaren going wide. Hiking moving up to P2. And Athanasiou, the one losing positions, although he recovered the third. Johnny is watching the stream. Hi, Johnny. The big question is, can anyone beat Comey Speed? Well, I'm as always saying in races like Singapore, you can be the quickest by far, but circumstances can beat you. Like a safety car at the wrong moment. You got a 30-second lead and then get caught up by a safety car and be screwed over. Weather changes, crashes, anything can happen. We've seen it many times before. But anyway, so far, he's running away with it. Hiking is second, Athanasiou in third, next and recovered it for Evan, Brandon, Mikey, and Reliot in the top 8. Joe and Hackett to find a point. Incoming Joe Hayward Masterclass. Well, we'd love to see that. Wonder what that will be. I know it's a track he likes. It's kind of hard to really do something on strategy when everyone is on the same tire. Right, let's see this. Brandon and Evan battling. Not much battling going on so far. Everyone just really nice and friendly driving behind each other. Hiking quickest and Brendan with the quickest lap. Look at that. It's only lap 2. Let's see if anyone is able to close in on the other. Well, here we are on board with Evan, who is just 3/10 behind Brandon, and we have trouble. Stewart in trouble. And he dropped to last. Right, back to the battle with Brandon and Evan. Pretty close to each other, 3, 4, 5 tenths every time. Meanwhile, Brendan is doing everything he can to close into the car ahead, which is next to the McLaren. Elliott and Mikey close to each other as well. Let's have a look at them. Elliott in the Kick Sauber, Mikey in the Alpine. Oh, Hiking gets a pen for multiple warnings. That's early on after 3 laps. Brandon lost a bit of time to Nexton. Let's go on board with Evan again. Brendan has no DRS to use. So here comes Evan on the outside. Yeah, he nails it. Takes the position. Evan moves up to P5. And behind Brendan we see Mikey, Elliott and Hayward. Masterclass Hayward. Stewart, meanwhile, in the pit lane for the first time, and he pits for fresh hearts. Right, so there's quite a gap between P4 and 5, 2.4 seconds between Nexton and Evan. Evan under pressure here from Brendan, who he just overtook, and it's basically going to be the Evan train. Because he's got Brendan, Mike, Elliott and Hayward all over him, and not far away is Hackett and Gunnar. Now, Evan closed the gap to Nexton a little bit. Let's see if he can close a little bit more and bring the rest of the boys back to the front. As Nexton himself seems to be losing ground. Did he perhaps make a little mistake, a little damage to the front wing? Not that we can see. But he is losing ground to the top 3, where Athanasiou is just 4 tenths away from Hiking. Even less now, so that's going to be a good battle. Evan is quickly closing in on Nexton. Look at that, it's less than a second. So, let's go back to the front as Athanasiou picks up P2. Now, can the Greek driver close the gap to his own teammate? It's great to most likely get the Constructors' title, to have your teammate win the title. Well, wouldn't it be much more fun if you could win yourself? Brandon overtook Evan again, and I get it. If you have the speed, you want to overtake the car ahead, but the thing is, if you start battling, you're not really closing the gap ahead, so it might be wiser to stay in formation until you close the gap to Evan. But the thing is, if you do, you get cars from behind that want to overtake you. Kane still very close here to Athanasiou, who, well, hasn't lost much on his teammate ever since he took P2. In fact, it's basically stayed the same between 2.2 and 2.6. Actually, he's closing in a little bit now. Evan once again now. Oh wait. Now Brendan is not all over him. He's closing in on Nexton. In fact, he's starting to get within range of DRS, and he's driving Brendan out of it. Look at that. Evan on the move. Oh, Hackett has wing damage. Aye. That's a shame for Mark. P10 so far. Just behind his good friend Joe. And ahead of Gunnar. P10 in the points. Gap between 1 and 2 still the same. Joe with an overtake on Elliott. Joe moving up. Is this where the masterclass starts? Evans just outside of DRS range. Let's see if he can come back in it. Well, he's saved some ERS. He's got more than Nexton has. But still has Brendan and Mikey all over him. They're actually losing a bit of time now. Might be feeling the pressure from Brendan and Mikey once again. Oh, definitely feeling pressure from Brendan here in the Merc. Mikey is on Brendan's gearbox as well. And Joe is 1.8 behind these guys. Elliott seemed to be losing ground quickly. Skipper left the session. Skipper having some technical issues it seems, and Hackett goes in pretty early. Pits in lap 9? No, end of lap 8 already for Arts. That's early. Right, up front, Athanasiou is getting closer. Kane still close, but the gap to P4 is 5 seconds. Brendan now in P5 again. Oh, we have a yellow. We have a yellow. What is going on? It's a green car? Kvolis? Right, so Brandon leading that group, and it seems he to be 9/10. Skipper joined back. Good to have you back with it, Skipper. Your car's in P3, P10. Wait, Gunnar pitting. That's quick as well. Dylan asked, where is State Team in Division 1 standings? I think they're pretty high up. But, but no one is beating this, well, this Williams team. They're just simply too good. Division 1 constructor standing as shown on the website. Loading. Right, Brendan is quickly closing in on Nexton. Just half a second behind him is taking Evan and Micah with him. Joe is 2 seconds behind him. Elliott is quickly losing ground. So it seems like the mediums fall off quickly here. To answer your question, Dylan, Kick Sauber team is second in constructors, 12.5 points ahead of McLaren and 19.5 points ahead of Red Bull, but 65 points behind Williams. Right, missing the overtakes here. Brendan up to P4. We got Elliott pitting as well. So we see several cars who started on the mediums pitting early. So apparently keeping those tires alive is crucial. We see both the Lithuanian drivers battling here, Rika and Kavolis. Skipper very nice in P11. Yes, he hasn't pitted so far, but he is always phenomenal in bringing the car home. Might not be the quickest, but definitely the most reliable driver. Gap between 1 and 2. Oh, Stewart is out. Stewart crashed, and that is a safety car. That is incredibly annoying if you just pit it. And we actually had 2 cars in the pit lane. Mike and Joe, they were actually coming in at that moment, so it might be perfect for them. Yeah, they are probably not gonna lose a position. Ooh. Aye, Skipper gets a pen for speeding in the pit lane. Might as well serve it right away on the next lap. Be done with that pen. So for Mike and Joe, that safety car was the perfect timing. Everyone else who was still out and started on the mediums will most likely pit now. Well, here they come. Yeah, here comes Comey Speed. Of course, they all pit, and yeah, they still get out ahead of Mikey. Gavolis, of course, pits as well. He started on the hards. I think as Gavolis being, all you can do now is go mediums. And where is he gonna end up? He's gonna end up just before Rika. Right, what is the pen for Athanasiu? Let's have a look. Ooh! That must have been for speeding. Let's have a look at the race director. Oi, 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 oi. You actually had. That is a shame. That's a big pen. It's gonna hurt. Right. No one is being lapped. That's a good thing. Nearly the whole field is packed together, apart from a few cars. Ralliot is closing the gap right now. So are Cavola's and Rika, and all we have left is Skipper to close the gap. So we're gonna go for at least one more lap behind the safety car, as we enter lap 14 out of 31. Hey, Rally pits again. What's going on? Skipper decides not to pit and leave the pen. Right, so Elliot pits and goes for mediums. Not sure what the thought behind this is. Yeah, of course a medium is a quicker tire, but I don't think you're going to make it till the end on this tire. Right, Skipper closed the gap earlier, so has Elliot now, and here comes the confirmation that the safety car is going to come in. At the end of lap 14, we will still have 17 laps of racing to go. Right, safety car coming in, it enters the pit lane, so Call Me Speed is in control. High Kane actually benefited from the safety car, is now ahead of Athanasiu, where he was behind him just before it. Right, let's go! Green, green, green! Everyone seems to be safe. Elliot has already overtaken Skipper and is on with the next move. Yeah, he's on fresh mediums. Of course, the hards are fresh as well, but probably not heated up a lot. There's a little gap between Cavolis and Hackett. Right, everyone is close to each other again. It's better for us. And here's High Kane with the move. Outside. No, that's not going to work. Meanwhile, Nexton picks up a time penalty. And as we are another lap underway, DRS is enabled. Where have we got a battle? Evan is behind Mike, so Mike moved up a position. Joe is behind Evan, and then we have Gunnar and Hackett. We got Reliot. He's over Hackett there, all over him. Look at that. Course on fresher and softer tires. Unable to get past so far, but I don't think that will take much longer. Mike Kane with the quickest lap, and is he going to be able to attack Colby Speed? That will be interesting. He's going to have DRS, so let's have a look at the leader, High Kane. Chasing down the race leader and championship leader, Coleman Speed. Here he comes on the outside. Oh, side by side. Is this going to go end well? Just about. Next corner, side by side again. Now the inside is for High Kane. Side by side again. Oh, yeah, and this looked like it was coming. Contact. Yeah, this started to get unfriendly. Tough defense from both there. Both racing with elbows out, but nothing too much here. Oh, yeah. Half a spin there from High Kane, who is going to drop the field positions due to it. He dropped to... Oh, that's the ball. And that's another safety car. Seemed to be frustrated not getting past the race leader. Took a dive, didn't pay off. And when he got back on track, he didn't have much control of the car and made contact with another car and ended up in a wall himself. Right, what are people going to do on tactics now? Several cars are pitting. Gunnar, Hackett, both came in. Rika came in, and all went for fresh mediums. Skipper now pitted fresh mediums as well, immediately serving his 10-second pen. Right, we have 13 cars left. The whole bunch is back together, apart from Skipper, who will most likely close the gap somewhere in this next lap, and very likely that one will continue. Yeah, this is going to be interesting now on strategy with the top 7 on used hearts. And then we have 2 cars in P8 and 9 with Reddit and Cavolas on mediums. But yeah, it's going to be really hard to take those cars to the end. Because as we saw in the first stint that they drop off after a lap or 10. And we still have 12 to go after this. Sure, a few laps were under safety car. Right, Skipper is back to the group, so we're back with 13 cars. Safety car coming in at the end of this lap. 12 laps to go. Here we go. Williams versus Williams. It would be great if you see those guys battling each other. Brandon moved up to P3 due to the DNF from High-Cane and him overtaking next to another. Rally really close behind Evan. Of course he's quicker now on those mediums versus the hard tire, but I think his tires are going to drop off within a lap or 5 and then he'll be in trouble. Cavolas is also really... Oh no, he's just overtaken by Gunnar, sorry. Lap 21, DRS is enabled. Brennan is trying everything he can to keep up with the Williams cars, also knowing that Athanasia has a 10-second pen to serve. Nexton unable to keep up. Joe in P5 has a pen, but I think it's just a 3-second pen. Mike in P6. Evan in 7. Still chased down, being chased down by Elliott. Go a bit up front where we watch the leaders. It's not even using DRS. Just the slipstream, and DRS gets him closer, but not close enough to attack. Mike is just behind Hayward. Both of the Saubers trying to get past Evan, but just can't get close enough. Oh, look at that, look at that. Gunnar having a look at his own teammate and brother there. Talking about brothers, we have two Lithuanian brothers. Oh, and up front, what's happening with Comey Speed? Losing 2 positions there. Just missed out on that. Obviously saw some other battles. But Comey Speed dropped to P3. Now that's going to be interesting. And he has damage as well. Or is it not? It's hard to see with a black front wing. Is all over Brendan out. Meanwhile, Elliott finally ahead of Hackett. Let's have a look at the front group. We're starting in a new lap. Lap 24. Let's go on board with Comey Speed, because he's no doubt going to try to get ahead of Brandon as soon as he can. But I could see him make a mistake doing so. Being too eager. Not close enough here. Meanwhile, just behind we see Evan moving ahead of Mikey. In the fight for P5. Look at that, the battle for podium is this? Or the win? Because yes, the guy leading. I didn't see what happened. Maybe they tried to make a tactical move with Athanasiou being in the lead, trying to let him run away. Because he has that 10-second pentaserve to create a gap to the rest. But you might not have counted on Brandon sneaking through as well. Right, so let's see if Brandon can hold on to this. But Comey speed's a little bit closer now, so no doubt he's going to try to attack. Let's go on board. Of course, Brandon is able to defend. He uses the DRS himself. It's fairly high on the ERS too, so well done to Brandon. Oh, Hackett. Now back ahead of Elliott. Of course, Elliott's tires are probably starting to drop off. Evan overtaken by Joe. Is he not? Saw some movement there. Joe, Evan and Mikey fighting. And Hackett, Elliott and Gunnar close behind. Let's stay with the lead because it really is a battle for the win here. Comey speed once again even closer. Taking another look. It's just not the best corner to do so. It's much wiser to line it up properly before that one straight like here. He's even closer than the last time. It's 2/10 now. Go on board again. Brandon defending. No. Evan ahead of Joe in the background for P5. We have a yellow. I think it's Saul. Seemed like one of the Red Bulls was in trouble. Oh, Comey speed just is all over Brandon. And every time on this start-finish straight, he is taking a look. He kind of uses all of his ERS. Brandon so far is defending it really well. Of course, him having a DRS on Athanasiou is helping him defend. Here we go again. Both not very high in the ERS. But Brandon actually closing in a little bit on Athanasiou himself. Hayward and Mikey meanwhile changing position once again. Oh, and Hackett pitted. He went in for softs. Might have had damage because he was in P10 and I don't think you'll be able to make up what, 30 seconds to get back in the points. Oh, here he comes. Yeah, that's P2 again for Call Me Speed. Now let's see if Brendan can counter. He's really close behind him. How are we looking in ERS wise? Brendan has a little bit more. Six tenths here is a lot. Especially when the car ahead of has DRS. Evan and Joe changed position again. Now, Brendan, can you hold on? Does seem like it. Next to a bit in no man's land in P4, 6.5 seconds behind the leading group, 1.5 ahead of Evan. But next one does have a pen, so he might drop back. Joe has a pen as well. And I think Mikey could move up a bit. So let's have a look. Distance to leader. We know that Athanasiou has a 10-second pen. So if the flag would fall now... Oh, by the way, Call Me Speed has taken the lead again. So it wasn't a tactical move at all. This is not really helping your teammate, that Call Me Speed. Of course, Hackett with the fastest lap on the stretch. So this is actually helping your teammate drop more positions. Probably should have stayed behind and create a gap to Brendan than everyone else, so your teammate would have a higher finishing position, but now you're dropping him into Brendan and possibly even worse, because with a 10-second pen he's going to drop behind Evan, probably. Unfortunately, Nexton and Joe Offense could even drop behind Mike. Yeah, if he starts battling with Brandon, he could. But Brandon is having trouble keeping up. But the tires are old. 17 laps have they done on them. Let's have a look at all the pens. Tires are irrelevant now, as we are on lap 30 of 31. Right now the podium would be Call Me Speed 1, Brendan 2 and Evan in 3. Evan can't lose any more time though. As we're on our way in the last lap of the race. No, Brandon is unable to keep up with the pace. He's done a phenomenal job today, but beating those two Williams is a bit too much. So it's going to be the question if Athanasia and Evan, what the gap will be, and right now it's 9.4. Problem is Evan is being held up by Nexton. Oh, being held up by Nexton is going to cost him a podium. That's a shame for Evan. Wait, Athanasia takes the lead again. There's a yellow. Not sure what that yellow is. Oh, Joe gets another pen. Right, so Athanasia crossed the line here first, but Coleman Speed takes the win. Means Brendan ends up in second. And thanks to Nexton not having the pace anymore, holding up Evan and Mikey, they end up outside of the podium. Still a great job with P4 and 5. Means Athanasia in third, Nexton in sixth. Joe's pen's dropping down to P7. Both the Elliott brothers in the kick salvers at 8 and 9, and Cavolis picks up P10 ahead of Skipper. Well done to Skipper. Then we have Rika in 12 and Mark in P13, but with the fastest lap. Right, this should definitely secure the constructors title. Williams. Here are your winners. Right, let's go through results, unofficial, of course. The winner, Coleman Speed. Then we have Brendan and Athanasia completing the podium. Evan, Mikey, Nexton in the top 6. Hayward, Gunnar, Elliott, and Cavolis with the final point. And we have just outside the points, the Skipper. He's done well. Rika and Hackett, and the non-finishers, Kane and Stewart. Fast lap for Hackett. Right, that was it for today's race. We'll be back tomorrow with Division 2. And on next Wednesday, we go to round 11 for Division 1. And we're going to Qatar. Right, see you then, or tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. See you soon.